I have a girlfriend at college, and my parents don't approve of our relationship at all. Last few weeks they've been furious about it, and threatening to divorce. They told me not to date until I get my bachelor's, which is at least 1 semester from now, and to date only Asian, preferably Chinese American, girls. I'm Asian, and she's white. We didn't even do anything inappropriate, we're just close friends, often hang out together on campus, and we're in a swing dance club. I didn't even tell my parents about my relationship. How did they find out? My sister, 18F, also goes to same college as me, and she always saw me walking around holding hands and eating in the cafeteria with the same girl. Instead of asking me about it, she told my parents. She took pictures of us from afar, and used it as evidence against me. When I told my parents that both my girlfriend and I are legal adults, and that her parents approve of the relationship, they said, "You'll always be a child in our eyes, and her parents don't influence us." They're primarily mad because I kept my relationship a secret for so long, and secondary reason is that I'm breaking their expectations about dating. My grades are fine, I have a 3.83 GPA and got a summer internship, and I've never gotten in trouble at school. What's worse is that my sister was allowed to date as early as her freshman year in high school. She's even invited her boyfriends home and slept in the same bed as them, and went on vacations with their families. She's had like 3 boyfriends already, as she gets into dating drama frequently. When I, 3 years older than her, asked my parents if I could date, they said no, because they don't want me getting in trouble. She did mediocre in high school and barely squeaked out a 3.0 her first semester in college. When I told my parents that I love my girlfriend and I'm not breaking up with her, they said that they will divorce each other if I don't break up with her ASAP. They were forcing me to pull out my phone and text her, saying that I want to break up. I refused, arguing that they let my irresponsible, academically struggling younger sister date, but not me. My parents said that I value white trash over family, and that they spent 21 years raising a failure. I'm not a failure, my sister is. My dad hit me several times, giving me a black eye, while my mom lied on the floor crying, saying that she wishes she aborted me. Then he argued with my mom and screamed at each other. Meanwhile, I grabbed my backpack with my stuff in it and drove off to my girlfriend's house about 90 minutes away. My parents fortunately don't know where she lives. When he noticed my car was missing, he called me but I didn't pick up. Then he texted me asking where I am, and said that he would come get me. I told my girlfriend's family what happened, and they offered to let me stay with them until we go back to campus. My mom later texted me to inform me that my parents have filed a missing person report against me. I texted back, saying that I'm at my girlfriend's place, and that they can't stop me. I got my girlfriend's dad to call my parents, and he told them to F off, and that if they keep treating me like this they will take legal action themselves. I know it's only because she and I are very committed in our relationship, and her parents are supportive of it. I have an 11-year-old son who is just a sweet kid. Out of the blue, he started to smell like op. He said he didn't know why and me and his mom didn't believe him. Let's be real. 11-year-old boys are weird. Eventually I found an empty pancake syrup bottle under his bed. I asked him about it and he said he was drinking it straight out of the bottle because he liked it. I knew he was lying because he looks away at you. Turned out, he was using it as lube. Don't know how all that came to be. In response, I left him some Astroglide and told him to keep it out of sight. I felt like the dad who buys his son condoms. So now I have to buy it for him like I do with his toiletries. No way am I telling my wife. That's weird. She was still confused why our son smelled like syrup, so I said that he was drinking it in his bedroom and I dealt with it. She believed it. That's it. That's the story, thanks. I am an alcoholic. Already been through rehab, been sober for about 5 years. I drank last night. No, that's really bad, you don't need to tell me. My idiotic alcoholic brain convinced sober me it's okay. Once again I know that's not right. My girlfriend has been wanting to go out to the city with me for quite some time and I've always had a hard time because I struggle being around people who are drinking and drunk. She has been patient. Before I went over to her place to meet her friends, I drank a lot. I wanted to be fun for once. That's the only reason I can think of as to why I did it. I ended up outside of the bar in the rain with my girlfriend consoling me while I spouted a bunch of drunk nonsense which I do not remember most of. Someone else had to come pick me up and bring me home. She has ended things with me and I feel awful. Hungover, anxious, depressed. I know I fucked up and there's nothing I can do now. Just have to get it out. Thanks for reading. I appreciate each and every one of you. I grew up in a wealthy family in the late 90s. I could never be openly gay or I'd be disowned, and I could never risk hooking up with or going for guys from school or my circles. To remedy the situation, I started writing downtown where a lot of the homeless queer kids congregated my junior year to pick up boys for sex, usually 14 to 15 years olds and sometimes 16-17 my age at the time. I paid good and I knew they'd keep quiet and I could get them to do whatever two wanted. This went on until I was 21 and got a proper boyfriend. A guy I met in one of my classes. He once confided in me that he'd been homeless when he was younger and how he had to engage in prostitution or survival sex as it would be called now with older guys, and how shit it made him feel. I started to understand the fucked up shit I'd been doing and stopped. We're still together, but I've never told him about what I used to do. I am a 15-year-old guy and I live with my stepmom Marjorie and my dad and baby sister. Every time I see her I just want to smile and just play with her, hug her and just show her I love her. My heart overwhelms with love for her every time I see her little toothless grin. I honestly love her more than anything and I would do anything for her. I'm glad she will get to grow up with a really great mom. My bio mom is a deadbeat and abusive person, but at least I get to also have Marjorie as my mom as well. I just wanted somewhere I could tell people how much I love my baby sister.